Hello and welcome. We are excited to introduce you to our Tech Alchemist project on the topic Virtual Data Analyst. So, our idea is basically about replacing the data analyst and reducing workloads of data visualization and complete process of data analysis to bring insights to a particular problem. As the first step, we here have the interface of how our project looks. So initially we are going to upload the data set or fetch the data from the database. So here we have been applying Informatica services where we need to fetch the data. So let me show you like how we have demonstrated the usage of the Informatica services. Initially, as the first step, I've logged into the administrator of the Informatica cloud service and then created a runtime environment. Here, this is the runtime environment which I have created, and then I have to make connection to ensure that my database is connected to the runtime environment. So this is my MySQL database which is being connected with the runtime environment, and here is my MySQL workbench. So here I have been giving my database and a heart disease CSV, for example, where I have been creating the CSV as the tables and performing operations inserting and creating it into a table so as to get all the data into a table format. So this is the actual path where these data sets are stored. These are the paths like program data and MySQL within the server and uploads. So these are the data sets which for which I have been given, and I have just created table for only one data set, that is hard disease data set. And then coming back to the Informatica services, after establishing the connections using the runtime environment, I just moved on to the data integration part after creating my complete database in the MySQL workbench. And then in the data integration part, let me show you how I have integrated the database into the project. So this is loading. Yeah, okay. Now here in my jobs, I could see the data transfer task one. In this particular thing, I have established the connection or the actual data integration which fetches the data from the MySQL to the Informatica services. I can also show you in detail. Actually, this is currently failed because I have closed the tab and I'm just running it once again. If I just restart it, it will be successful. And then coming back to the interface, once I click on Informatica, it takes the data set which is collected from the Informatica services, and I could establish the Informatica connection with the database which I'm giving relational, and then I'm selecting on the MySQL data type, host or server. I'm giving it as local host. This is my port on which it is running. My database's name is MyDB, and then the username is Shirley here. Password is my MySQL login password. Okay, when I click on fetch data, it will show the data which is from the Informatica service, that is which I have been processing through Informatica web services and cloud services. And as you can see, this is the data set. And at the next step, I'm going to click on the data set overview. Here, I can check for the data and I can see all over the dataset statistics. I can handle missing values by just clicking on this. Let me show here. Missing values are removed. This shows that my dataset is completely pre-processed by just clicking on this button, handle missing values. And then coming to the next step as data visualization, I could plot any visualization graphs with my interest of axis, taking any variable on the x-axis and y-axis. So let me show a demo with the line plot. I'm selecting age as the x-axis column, and let me take target as the y-axis column, and I'm generating a graph. So This is how my graph looks on plotting age versus target. Let me also try showing you some other maps like okay heat map. Heat map. Let us consider some other two um, variables like I'm taking sex variable in the x column and the slope at the y column. Now if I generate graph, it shows a visualization of the heat map. Coming to the next topic, model training. This involves processing all the ML algorithms behind, and it considers the ML algorithm which produces the best accuracy. So you need not keep training ML algorithms individually on the particular data set. Rather, if you feed the data set, it will process all the given models. Actually, we have given certain models like nearly some 6 to 7 models. So out of which the trained highest accuracy will be selected and will be further implemented in your data set. So the target column in your data set is the target, and let me select some of the independent columns which is to be processed like okay slope c that okay. Now this is the target column and these are the feature columns. Now let me train and evaluate the models. Now, as we see, the best model for this data set is random forest with a MSC, that is mean square error of 0.02. Now, the model training is completed and it can predict the target value also. Now, the predicted target is 0.12. Then we can also generate the report. We can download the word report, like it contains all the steps or all the process which is undertaken from the start till end. This is downloaded as a word document. So now let me download the report, and as we can see, this is the report. Now the report contains all the steps like data set overview, data set preview, statistics of data, and the visualizations, all the things. And then moving on to the next step, it is the dashboard, which shows whatever the individual graphs which I have generated, and it is and also shows the combination of all the stuffs. Like whatever graphs I have generated, it shows combination of the dashboard containing all the graphs. And then moving on to the last step, it is chat interface. That is, we can ask and interact with lots of questions with our data. So if at all I ask some questions like, okay, most likely age group to be affected. So based on the data set, it is going to answer. It is running. Here, it says that to determine the most likely age group affected, we need to analyze the frequency of ages within the data set. So it gives somewhat answer related to our question. So this is the chat interface, which is related to our data. So we can ask any questions or any chat interface, any queries regarding the data set, and then we can also download the chat history. Look, yeah, this is the chat history. This is our complete project, and hope you liked it. Thank you.